Welcome back to the Netrush Report, your home for the most emotional, dramatic, and inspiring tennis stories on the planet. If you love deep dives into the rivalries, resilience, and reality behind tennis's biggest names, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a moment. It was an October evening unlike any other at the Club de Tennis Valencia. After falling in straight sets to Jan Choinski in the quarterfinals of the Copa Falconbridge Challenger, Albert Ramos Viñolas didn't hang his head. Instead, he stood tall, greeted by a guard of honor formed by his peers, a standing ovation from the Spanish crowd, and a farewell soaked in emotion. At 37, Ramos was not just closing a chapter. He was closing a lifetime of clay, sweat, and unforgettable memories. Born in Mataró, Catalonia, on January 17, 1988, Albert's love for tennis began with his father, Guzman, who first placed a racket in his son's tiny hands. Supported by his mother Leonor and siblings Eduard and Anna, young Albert spent his childhood chasing forehands under the Spanish sun, dreaming of becoming like his idol, Alex Corretja. A left-hander with smooth rhythm and a tactical mind, Ramos grew up on the clay courts that would soon define his destiny. From the very beginning, clay wasn't just a surface, it was his canvas. Ramos captured his first challenger title in San Sebastian in 2010, sparking a rise that would see him lift 4 ATP Tour titles and 8 challenger crowns over the next decade. In 2024, he claimed his final challenger victory in Modena, Italy, proving his game still carried the same patience and precision that defined his prime. Over the years, he amassed more than $11 million in career prize money, but his greatest reward was always the battle itself. The world took notice in 2017. That spring, Ramos shocked the tennis world at the Monte-Carlo Masters, defeating top 10 players to reach the final, a moment of pure glory for the Spaniard who had always been more grinder than glamour. Climbing to a career-high world number 17, he stood shoulder to shoulder with the sport's best, proof that hard work and belief can turn quiet players into giants. Albert Ramos Viñolas was never flashy, but he was ferocious. His heavy topspin forehand, patient rally building, and calm but unrelenting energy made him one of the toughest clay court opponents of his generation. Off the court, Ramos was a devoted husband to Helena and father to daughters Blanca and Martina. Away from tennis, he loved family, friends, and cheering for FC Barcelona at Camp Nou. He embodied balance, a man who gave his all to tennis without ever losing sight of what truly mattered. So when he took that final walk in Valencia, on home soil, surrounded by friends and fans, the emotion was raw, the respect undeniable. It wasn't just a retirement. It was a celebration of consistency, courage, and class. Fittingly, it happened on the day of the Valencian community, a symbol of unity, tradition, and pride, just like the man himself. Albert Ramos Viñolas may never have been the loudest voice in the locker room, but he was always the loudest example of perseverance. A clay court artist, a quiet fighter, and a symbol of the spirit that keeps Spanish tennis thriving. As he waved goodbye, the applause that echoed through Valencia wasn't just for a career, it was for a legacy. Albert Ramos Viñolas leaves behind more than numbers or trophies. He leaves behind a story of love, loyalty, and longevity. From Mataró to Monte-Carlo, from challenger events to the ATP elite, he proved that you don't need to be the loudest to be remembered. And in the red dust of Valencia, his footsteps will never fade. This is the Netrush Report, bringing you the human stories behind the headlines. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join the conversation below. Who's the next quiet warrior of tennis for you? Let us know in the comments. Until next time, keep your passion alive.